I'm just thrilled to be here. I very much appreciate it. This is a great opportunity for me to, on your membership day, just to get better acquainted with here in Ionia, but also I'm told that they are streaming this little conversation we're having here all across the state of Michigan to Farm Bureau County membership meetings throughout Michigan. And I said streaming, not screaming, okay? So just make sure we get this right. I enunciate clearly. This is about streaming this presentation about the importance of Farm Bureau, what it means to me, and how significant your organization, Michigan's finest farm organization, is to the state of Michigan and policy and our state's future. So I am thrilled to be here, and I appreciate the chance just to spend some time. So I'm very grateful. First, I want to make sure we have some thank yous in order, and first that's Tim. Tim and Allison, thank you very much for the opportunity to be here. Scott Piggott for your pleasant introduction. Roger Arneson, our County Farm Bureau President. And I know that, speaking of streaming, we have, let me say to Frank Engler in Isabella County, I'm sorry I can't be there this evening. I apologize. We have some family complications that cause me not to be able to make the Isabella membership drive. So, Frank, I owe you one, and there'll be another time when I come to Isabella County. So, but I just want to say how great it is to be in your company. So let's give it up for Roger and Tim for their leadership here in Ionia County. Thank you. Well, you know, it's, I just really looked forward to coming here today. The roads aren't that bad. You know, if you don't have a tough winter, you can't have a gentle spring. And if you don't have a hard winter with some snow, you know, we need that for the, you know, the hydration and all that. So I'm happy to motor down the roads. Came from Midland this morning. That's from my wife and I. Midland's right about here, so, you know, make sure you got your map handy. And born and raised in Midland, my wife and I went to the same bus stop, grade school, junior high, high school. She went into broadcasting. I went into public service. It took me 20 years to convince her to marry me. So I'm an acquired taste, and I understand that, but my family knows how excited I am when I get to go to Farm Bureau activities. I mean, gosh, last week at your legislative seminar, it was fun being with everybody. Some of you here in Ionia and maybe other counties were in Lansing last week, and I issued an invitation across the state of Michigan that next year at your legislative seminar, come to my office at the Attorney General's office, and we'll put out the red carpet for you, and I'll pour some coffee and all of that. So that'll be a fun time. But I guess the point is that my family knows how excited I am when I get a chance to be with leaders in production agriculture, because we've been married 22 years come March, and when our children, who are now 19 and almost 18, they were young, we would travel down the road and I'd give them little lessons and tests. And I'd say, okay, those leafy ones are the sugar beets, and try to determine the difference between the dry beans and the soybeans, which I still kind of find hard, you know, as they're growing up. And we'd talk about, you know, it's important to volunteer and take initiative, and then I'd point out some of those volunteers in the field. So volunteers can have different meeting, as you know. And then I've said, you know, when you're meeting with farmers and you're walking through a field, if you see a stone, what do? Pick it up, right? You pick it up and you throw it in the ditch or the rock pile. So my kids learn all of that stuff. And also I did tell them the story once when I was first running for Congress, and I had no experience in agriculture. I've never pretended I'm a farmer, but I've learned to listen and to be on receive instead of broadcast. And if you listen more and speak less, you can really accomplish things, you know, as a team and a member of a group or organization. But I was going through, and it was in Gratiot County with my friends, the Crumbaws. Some of you may know the Crumbaws up in Gratiot County, great leaders. And I was in his combine the whole day, and I planted my first rows of corn. And so that was kind of an exciting time for me. And then I had some big dinner at the end of the day, and I got to boasting a bit and bragging about I planted my first 10 rows of corn. And after this dinner was done, Rex and Kathy Crumball pulled me aside and said, "Schuette, you're going to be okay, you're a good listener, but you can't plant 10 rows of corn with a 12-row planter. So I've learned a lot along the way from Farm Bureau meetings and organizations along the way. I have to tell you, this organization is a tremendous group of leaders all across the state of Michigan, and I've learned so much from all of you. Whether it's bird's foot trefoil up in the UP, and I've been to the grapes and the fruits farms all across the lake shore, hog barns, dairy barns, chicken, eggs, turkeys. I'm not talking about those of a different political party than I, okay? Not getting into that today. But Michigan has this wonderful bounty of, variety of different agriculture, from Christmas trees to cucumbers and carrots and you name it, potatoes. Better stop because I'm going to miss one and then I'm going to offend somebody. But I think you get the drift that we have a marvelous bounty of agriculture, and out of that I've learned a lot from all of you, and that's why I'm so excited to be here at your Farm Bureau Leadership Membership Drive. And I guess here's the point that I wanted to leave with you. I've learned a lot from all of you in agriculture. And part of it is that, sure, production agriculture is mechanized. You better know about forward contracting. You need to know about conservation. But what you do is you take a seed, you put it in the soil, you pray that it rains, hope you make a crop. There's no guarantee, but you work hard. And in a world that sometimes it goes upside down, sometimes it's sideways, the Farm Bureau compass and production agriculture compass is north-south. It doesn't vary, and you understand the importance of virtues, values, faith, and hard work, and you're steady. That's why I like being around the character and caliber of women and men in Michigan farming and Michigan agriculture. That's why it's such an honor for me to be part of this membership drive. And when I was a member of Congress, we got 2 farm bills passed. And funny how you can get that done, And I learned from all of you here as a congressman, serving on the Ag Committee, being a voice for Michigan agriculture, the importance of listening and getting things done. Got 2 farm bills passed. When I was your director of the Michigan Department of Agriculture, I worked with Farm Bureau about right to farm guidelines and making sure that you have the opportunity to farm and making sure that we have the rules and the guidelines, because you want to pass on this land to those who come after you, your sons and your daughters. You hold the land in trust and you manage it well. You want to pass it on for others in the future. So I've learned a whole bunch from all of you in agriculture, being a part of Michigan's agriculture team as a congressman and as an ag director. And now as Attorney General, I have this privilege to be part of a new team for Michigan. And I'm not sure where the horizon, if you look and try to see the last silo on the horizon, I'm not sure where that goes for all of us. But I think together, whether it's Ionia County or any other county in this state, that we have a long road to go together. And I know this, as someone who has the privilege to represent you in Michigan government today, that Farm Bureau's voice is the leading voice in Michigan for farm policy. And it's so important that you maintain your strength and your aggressiveness so you can make the point known on policy issue after policy issue, how significant it is to have strong agricultural voices for our state's future. And the stronger every county is, all across the 83 counties of Michigan, the stronger Michigan Farm Bureau will be as a whole. So I would encourage you all to, recruit, encourage people to come and sign up again during this whole membership drive. Because Michigan's future, and we're connected, Michigan's future is a path that you and I are going to work together on. Michigan and the Farm Bureau and policy, we're going to travel down that path together, wherever it might be. And the key thing is that we want to have a strong organization called the Michigan Farm Bureau. And I'm going to keep filling out my dues-paying member of Michigan Farm Bureau and an AgriPac member and all of that. And, I've been so privileged to receive the Golden Plow, the Silver Plow, being named a friend of agriculture when I've run for office and had the privilege and honor to represent all of you. So I'm delighted to be part of your friends of agriculture. And as that song goes, ain't it good to know you got a friend? And it's good to know you got a friend, and you have one in Bill Schuette, your on-duty Attorney General. Now, my mom, and some of you may have met her along the road in the past in campaigns or this, that, and the other. My mom used to say, you're judged by the company you keep, and you're judged by the friends you make. And I am so privileged and honored to be in the company of so many outstanding leaders in production agriculture this morning. And I'm so privileged and honored to have so many friends in the Michigan Farm Bureau organization across the state of Michigan. So thank you very much for giving me the privilege to talk with you today. Get those recruits out there, sign them up, roll them up, and make sure we have a strong, vibrant Michigan Farm Bureau for many years in the future. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great day. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, pal.